Hi, this is Eric Martin with BoardGameGeek. I'm here with Toby Meany from Oink Games, looking at 9 Tiles Panic from Jens Markel and Jean-Claude Pellin. They were the designers of 9 Tiles,
yes,
an earlier Oink release.
Yep.
And now, what is new? Why are we panicking?
So
how is this different?
So we had 9 tiles, which is obviously fairly simple, just a puzzler. What they've done is, someone expressed to me yesterday, they've turned it up to 11. We're now on a planet, and the planet's being invaded by aliens.
Okay.
And these aliens are after our burgers. Because, you know, America loves their burgers. This is perfect.
Okay.
And what we're having to do is, with our 9 tiles, which again have all got different sides to them, every person has an individual set, and we're trying to arrange them in such a way to meet goals.
Okay.
The 2 base rules are the tiles must end in a 3x3 grid, and
the roads must connect.
And the roads must lead off. So you cannot just have a loop. So if this tile had just closed off here, that wouldn't be allowed.
Okay.
So you have to have roads leading off the tiles, and the tiles have to be in a 3x3 grid.
Okay.
And then everybody has 3 goal cards to hit, which are these 3 goals. But we also have a stack of 26 alternative options as well, so there's good replayability.
And you just put out 3 each round?
Yeah, so initially you want to start with some of the easier ones. The harder ones have got a star on, so this one here, which is Hungry Aliens, that's got a star on. It shows it's more of an advanced card.
Okay.
And if you do play it for the first few times, I don't suggest you play with those advanced cards because they are considerably harder to play with.
Okay.
And then, you have to meet the goals. So everybody is competing at the same time. Everybody starts with the hand of 9, all just shuffled up. And then someone says go, and you form your square and start trying to create your patterns and orientations. Initially, there's no timer.
Right.
Once the first person thinks they've successfully completed their 3x3 square, they take the timer and they flip it. Then they take the player 1 counter.
Okay.
At that point, they're locked in, they can't touch their tiles anymore, and then everybody else has until the timer runs out to complete the rest of their tiles and organise and orientate basically their town and map correctly.
Right.
Once you think you've also completed, you can then take the number 2 counter, and then again, that one is also locked in. If you've made a mistake, it's too late, you're locked in, you can't touch it anymore.
Okay.
You do this until either the timer runs out or everybody's taken their tiles, and then you start assigning points to people. So the points are done based on the goal tiles. So we always have 3 different goals. In this one, we've got the most girls. So what we'd be doing on our tile set is trying to count how many girls we've got and have the most girls.
Okay.
The points are ordered based on how many players are actually playing. So it's not the number of goals that scores you the points.
It's relative
It's relative to positioning, yeah.
Else.
So if there's 4 people playing, the person with the most girls gets 4 points. The person with the least amount of girls gets 1 point. Or if they have no girls, they haven't achieved the goal, so they get no points for it.
Okay.
And that's how all the goals are, points are distributed. So we've got other ones with curvy roads, we've got ones for aliens, ones for agents shooting aliens. So in times like that, it's the aliens are obviously on the roads, and it's having the agents pointing towards the alien somewhere on the road.
Okay.
If the agent was pointing in the wrong direction, it doesn't count that the agent is actually capturing the alien. There's houses, and then the advanced ones you have points for adjacent tiles and other situations like that. And then depending on player count, it scales really well. If you're playing with 2 players, it scales, instead of having 5 points for obviously being the most successful, you'd only get 2 players points.
Right.
So you just play to 10 points, but that still involves having 5 perfectly achieved goals. If you're playing 5 players, you're obviously getting 5 points, and then you play to 25 points instead.
Okay.
So the scale of it scales very, very nicely, and it's super accessible, and it's a nice puzzler.
Okay.
And there's good replayability with all the cards as well.
That's right. And I guess, as you said, different colors have different layouts.
Yep, and it plays straight out of the box 2 to 5 players as well. Or no, the colors all have the same layout. All the tiles are the same.
Okay.
They're just identified in different color groups. So everybody's still competing with the same set.
Okay.
I've played it a lot, and we played it at UK Games Expo as well. And we still had at no point anybody creating the same map and the same plan.
Right.
There's a good lot of variability in there. And it works really, really very nicely for the groups.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Toby, for an overview of 9 Tiles Panic.